What is going on, all you beautiful people? Thanks for joining me for yet another video. Before we dive in, what are your thoughts on small knives? Do you enjoy them? Do you dislike them? Do you feel like they have their place? Do you normally carry a small knife and a big knife? I'm curious to hear your thoughts down in the comment. And the reason I bring this up is because today we're talking about a really cool, compact, high-quality design by Ochs. This is the Lontra EDX by Worx. I don't know if I'm pronouncing Eric's last name right. Eric, if you're watching this video, I'm so sorry. It looks like it says Ochs. Okay, but maybe it's Och. I'm not sure. So let's break this down. Let's go into some specs first, and then we'll talk a little bit about what I like and maybe what I don't like when it comes to the Lontra EDX. For the Lontra EDX, we've got an overall length of 6.6 inches, a blade length of 2.9 inches, and a cutting edge of 2.5 inches. The blade material is M390 with a two-tone satin high flat ground blade in a drop point style. We've got full TI scales, blue anodized hardware, and a really cool kind of faux inlay that has some really grippy milling, which I enjoy. I feel like it's just a really nice touch for such an interesting knife. Now, something that I didn't know was that the word Lontra is genus for otter, which is really cool because Eric is a custom knife maker and one of his designs is called the Otter. It's a very similar style to the Lontra EDX. The only differences that I could see superficially, just because I've never handled an otter, is that the Lontra EDX seems to have some upgraded features. This one is manufactured by Riyadh. So the Lontra EDX is very comfortable in hand. Everything is rounded. There's no sharp edges besides the flipper tab on the top of the blade, which we'll get into in a little bit. But it is just a really fun, fidgety knife. Everything has been meticulously gone over, and you can really tell in that faux inlay. The milling on this is really grippy, and I think it just gives it a kind of more refined look. You know, it would have been super simple to have just a plain flat TI scale, but having that faux inlay in there really just kind of elevates the whole design. I'm also a big fan of multiple deployment methods, especially on a small knife like this. So I like the fact that you can deploy it with the thumb studs, and you have a really nice and snappy front flipper. If you do put a little bit of pressure on the lock bar, you will fail it a few times, but in all honesty, with the amount of purchase you get overall, I haven't really found myself catching that lock bar one bit. The one thing that I will say that kind of stood out to me just from using it and mostly aesthetically is that I kind of wish that the top of the front flipper were a little more rounded and it had a little bit more jimping. There's been a few times where I've gone to front flip it with my thumb, and I just noticed that it just kind of digs into the thumb a little bit. But again, that's just my own personal preference, not to knock the design by any means, because like I said before, I'm not a designer, so I'm not sure how that would impact the overall design of the blade. You do get some nice jimping along the top, which is awesome because the Lontra EDX is very ergonomic, and I find that so useful. So I can really appreciate that ramp, that little bit of jimping along the top, and the choil along the blade. So who is this knife for? If you enjoy small knives and you're looking to branch out and check out a different maker, definitely check out the Lontra EDX. I do think you're getting a big bang for your buck. It's $310 for the full TI model, multiple deployment methods, an M390 blade. There's really not much more you can ask for. If you are a fan of small knives like I am, definitely worth checking out. So that is it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Let me know down below. I'm curious to hear what you guys think about the Lontra EDX based off of this little overview. Is it a knife that you would pick up? I'm curious. If you do want to pick up a Lontra EDX, go over to Instagram and check out Worx. He does still have some in stock, and I believe some knife retailers may have them in stock as well. I'll have all those links down below. I look forward to hearing all your thoughts. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.